Good evening, dear ladies. I would like to, בסייעתא דשמיא, to bless all of us, that we will all have the zchut to greet Mashiach tzidkenu ברחמים ברורים במהרה בימינו אמן, and we will all have the zchut to see and hear בסייעתא דשמיא the messenger אליהו, הנביא אליהו, תשבי אליהו כלידים במהרה יבוא אלינו משיח דוד אליהו נביא זכור לטוב, and may we all have the zchut to see בית המקדש השלישי במהרה בימינו אמן, כי אין בעין ירבו שבתנה ציון. אתה תקום תרחם ציון, כי עת לחננה כבא מועד. השיבנו אדוני אליך ונשובה חדש ימינו כקדם. And we will all have the זכות בעזרת השם to go to ארץ ישראל on the wings of eagle. בשם השם נעשה ונצליח, אין עוד מלבדו, השם שפתיי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. Today's shiur is for רפואה שלמה, for כלל ישראל, and בסייעתא דשמיא, רפואה שלמה, for my brother-in-law, Rabbi Chaim Yosef ben Rachel, my sister Sigalit Bat Yona, הרב אברהם בן פייגה, הרב אריה גמליאל בוורדה, הרב חיים קניבסקי, אלחננאל מרדכי בן רחל, וצירה לאה בת לובה, בסייעתא דשמיא איזבל אסתר בת אילנה, ואוריה בסייעתא דשמיא, אוריה דבורה בת אורנית, בסייעתא דשמיא מרדכי בן רבקה, רחל חיה טוניה בת רות, and בתיה חיה מרינה בת רחל, and חיה עידית יהודית בת רחל, and everybody that needs from Aleph to Taf בעזרת השם. And בסייעתא דשמיא, it's also the yortzeit of Orly's mother, Clara, so עליה שלום תהי שנתה צורה בצורך חיים, and may all of the souls that don't have anybody to say for them Kaddish, may they all be benefit with us, with all of the shurim, with all of the Torah lessons, Be'ezrat Hashem. Dear ladies, this Shabbat is Shabbat Mevarchim Rosh Chodesh Kislev. It's the Shabbat the Shabbat before the first month of Kislev, the first day of the month of Kislev. B'siyata Dishmaya, always before the first month starts, I give you the combination, the right combination of the name of Hashem for that month. So B'siyata Dishmaya, for the month of the Kislev, it comes from Parashat Vayechi. And it goes like this: Vayar Yoshev Haaretz HaKnani, and the Knani that was sitting in the land of Israel, he saw. What did they see? They saw all of Yosef and all the Egyptians, Yosef's brothers, all of them escorting Yaakov Avinu into Eretz Canaan in order to bury him in Ma'arat HaMachpelah. So, dear ladies, V'siyata Dishmaya, the name of Hashem comes from this pasuk, Vayar Yoshev Haaretz HaKnani, and the initials of each word is the combination of the name of Hashem for the month of Kislev. So it's Vav, the letter Vav, the letter Yud. I wrote Kuf here, but you know this is Hey. So it's the letter Hey, the letter Hey. This is Yud Kei Vav Kei, the name of Hashem. This is the right combination for the month of Kislev. For that name of Hashem of Tshuva, of redemption, is Yud, the letter Aleph, the letter Hey, and the letter Hey. From the name Ehyeh Asher Ehyeh. So this is the combination of the name of Hashem for the month of Kislev. When do we mechaven? When do we do this? When do we visualize the combination? We don't take it out of our mouth, but we visualize. When on Tuesday is Rosh Chodesh, B'siyata Dishmaya. So Tuesday morning we're going to say Shacharit and then Musaf. And in the Musaf of Rosh Chodesh we start with Tfilat Shmona Esrei. And in the middle of Tfilat Shmona Esrei we say Baruch Atah Hashem Mekadesh Yisrael V'Rashi Chodeshim. Blessed are you Hashem that sanctifies the children of Israel on the first days of the month. So when we say Baruch Atah Hashem, blessed are you Hashem, we just visualize in front of our eyes the letters. We don't take it out of our mouth. And Hashem B'siyata Dishmaya opens a gate of prosperity to us, Klal Yisrael, and the whole world, Be'ezrat Hashem. And we need this like air to breathe, Be'ezrat Hashem, because you can see what's going on in all the world. We need this now, and as soon as possible. We need Mashiach now, B'siyata Dishmaya. So this is the right combination for the name of Hashem for the month of Kislev, which Rosh Chodesh starts on Monday night, and it's on Tuesday, Bezrat Hashem morning, Shacharit. We do Musaf of Shacharit, but Musaf we concentrate on the letters. I would like to remind you that on Shabbat, this is Shabbat Mevarchim Rosh Chodesh Kislev. Please, B'siyata Dishmaya, say the whole Tehillim. If you don't gather in a place, it's hard. Today barely people gather, but if you don't gather, so divide the Tehillim book at home on Friday, and then on Shabbat when you read it together, each one reads it, so you finish all of the book of the Tehillim together, Be'ezrat Hashem. So don't forget Shabbat Mevarchim Rosh Chodesh Kislev. I'm so happy because Kislev means the light of Chanukah, Be'ezrat Hashem, Yeshuot, redemption. Hashem Be'ezrat Hashem will reveal Mashiach b'mera b'yameinu amen. This parasha is Chayei Sarah, this coming parasha. And this parasha, which is very interesting because we say Chayei Sarah, the life of Sarah. And it begins with the death of Sarah, Sarah Imenu. Not with the life, but with the death. But this means, Chazal say, our sages say, that our righteous tzaddikim, when they pass away, their influence and their power to help us in this world becomes bigger because they are not limited in body anymore, in space. So now the spirit, their soul, can bring more light to us when they are not in this world. So that's why it's called Chayei Sarah, the life of Sarah, because the soul is just going to a different phase. And if it's a soul of a tzaddik, then it gives a lot of benefit to the people who live in this world. We wouldn't have been in this world today if we wouldn't have righteous souls on the other side that are davening for us, that are asking from Hashem for us, in tzaddikim in general, and also from our family, grandparents, grandmothers, grandfathers, b'siyata dishmaya, fathers, mothers, that are davening for us and asking from Hashem to have mercy upon us all. And we need a lot of mercy, b'siyata dishmaya. So now we're going to learn from Eliezer, Eved Avraham, Eliezer, the servant of Avraham Avinu, how he learned from the creation of earth how to serve Hashem. And from this we all need to learn. So I saw a beautiful thing in Rabbi Pinchas Friedman, Shalita, and I'm going to share it with you from a few places. B'siyata dishmaya. We know that Avraham Avinu tells Eliezer, he says kach, that he calls Eliezer and he tells him to put his hand under his thigh, and he tells him to swear that he will go and find a wife for Yitzchak, his son, from his family, which is in Aram Naharaim. He will go over there, and he has to find there a wife, and he doesn't want him to find a wife here from Eretz Canaan, from the land of Canaan, because they are very selfish and arrogant. Look how Avraham Avinu tells us how to find a zivug b'siyata dishmaya, what to look in a partner for life. He wants b'siyata dishmaya that the partner will have chesed, that will have mercy, Be'ezrat Hashem, the fear of Hashem, and from this we learn how we need b'siyata dishmaya when we go to zivug, when we go to shidduchim b'siyata dishmaya, that we'll know what kind of character traits we need to look for. So it's Yirat Hashem, Chesed, B'siyata Dishma, Isha Yefat Enayim, En Gufa Tzarich Bdika, which means a woman that her eyes are beautiful, beautiful spiritually, that you can see because the eyes are the mirror of the body. Then you can see what a kind of person that this person is that's standing in front of you. When the woman has mercy and her eyes is the eyes of mercy and the fear of Hashem, you know this is the right wife, b'siyata dishmaya, to get married and to build a home with her. A home that is based on Torah and based on the commandments and based on good deeds, Be'ezrat Hashem. So Avraham Avinu asked him to make a vow and that he won't take his son back, but he's going to bring the woman to him. And Eliezer asked from Hashem, I'm saying this in short, he asked from Hashem b'siyata dishmaya, that Hashem will help him and he will find what Avraham Avinu wants. And then when he finds Rivka and he asks her for water, and she tells him, I will water I'll give water to you and your camels, b'siyata dishmaya. Then he sees that this is the right woman. He asks her, and she says she's the daughter of Lavan, and he knows this is family. So now he goes to Lavan with her. He gives her a jewelry, but he goes to Lavan, and over there he says, "Vayavo hayom el ha'ayin." He tells them, I reached today from the place from Canaan to Aram Naharaim, that is at least 3 days walk. I reached today. I went out in the morning and I reached today. And this is very interesting that he said this, and we're going to refer it in a minute. So let's go back to Bereshit, at the beginning. It's written, Bereshit bara Elokim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. In the beginning, Hashem created heaven and earth. And we're going back to Bereshit Rabbah, and it's written over there, Perek Hei Chet, it's written, Vayikra Elokim layabasha eretz. Lama nikra shma eretz sheratzta la'asot retzon kona. That Hashem called the land earth. Why did he call her earth? Because she wanted to do the will of Hashem. We go to Masechet Chulin. Masechet Chulin, the Gemara, page 60, Amud Aleph, it's written, Kol maaseh bereshit bekomatan nivreu. Beda'atan nivreu, betzivyonan nivreu. Which means all of the creation was created after Hashem asked them if they are willing to be in the shape and in the place that he puts them in this world, if they agree with this, if it's okay with them. Rashi says, לדעתם שהודיעם שיבראם והם נאותו לצביונם בדמות שבחרו להם. Which means they agreed that they will be in the shape that he's creating them and in the place that he's putting them. For example, heaven. He told heaven that heaven will be up, the skies will be above us, and also the other heavens that is above us, it will be above us. He asked the sky, he told them where they're going to be, they agreed, and b'siyata dishmaya he created them. But our sages say, well, the heavens, of course they agreed to be heavens and the place they are because they're very close to Hashem. Hashem is after the 7 heavens, they are closer to Hashem. So we see that Hashem also asked earth, and earth is the lowest part of creation. And he asked earth, and he told her, you're going to be the lowest part of creation. On you there will be evil inclination in this world. Human beings are going to step on you every day, every day, 7 days a week. And the earth asked Hashem, Hashem, so when will I rest? He says, I will let the people need sleep, so when they sleep, you rest. So please, you have to sleep at night in order that earth can rest. So dear ladies, he asked earth, you're going to be the lowest place, and everybody's going to be buried in you, and they are going to rot inside earth because the body rots inside the earth, and everybody's going to walk on you. You are the lowest part of the creation. And earth, listen very carefully, said, Vayikra Elokim layabasha eretz. He called the land earth. Lama nikra shma eretz. Why did he call her eretz? Why did he call her earth? Because she wanted to do his will. Sheratzta la'asot retzon kona. So if we think about it, our sages say the name of earth should be Ratz, which is running. Ratz. Ratz is without the ot aleph. You see over here? Et hashamayim ve'et haaretz without the ot aleph, so it's Ratz. A person who runs b'siyata dishmaya to do the will of Hashem. So b'siyata dishmaya, dear ladies, Hashem didn't call earth Ratz, he called earth Eretz. So look how beautiful it is. How was the sky created, Shamayim? It was created by the combination of Esh ve'Mayim, fire and water. Hashem took fire and water. You see literally the letters, because בעשרה מאמרות ברא הקדוש ברוך הוא את העולם. In 10 speeches Hashem created the world, which means everything is words and letters. So we see that Hashem took fire and water, and he took the shin from fire, because in Hebrew fire is esh, water is mayim. He took the shin from fire and he added this to mayim, and we have shamayim, heaven. You see, shamayim. But the aleph stayed alone, because the earth wanted to do the will of Hashem, and he called the land earth. Hashem took the aleph and put it before Ratz, before Ran, and it becomes earth, Eretz, in order to connect earth and heaven. We'll speak about it. Earth and heaven b'siyata dishmaya. So now we see that Hashem made a connection and took the aleph from fire and put it in front of Ratz, because she ran to do the will of Hashem. Just think about earth, that she was willing all to bear all of us, the houses, the buildings, everything that we have b'siyata dishmaya, to bear everything. Hashem bared haaretz, the earth bears everything upon her, the cars, everything that you see. All of this weight is also on earth. And she did the will of Hashem with happiness. I just want to give you another example. For example, how did we get air? Avir in Hebrew. It's written at the beginning, Vayhi or, let there be light. Or, Aleph Vav Reish. Aleph Vav Reish. Hashem took Yud from his name, Yud Kei Vav Kei. Hashem took Yud and added after the Vav the Yud. So now we have Aleph Vav Yud Reish, which is Avir, air. So this is how Hashem, b'siyata dishmaya, Hashem created the world. So we see over here that earth did it with a will. She ran to do his will. Now we know that Eliezer, the servant of Abraham, we know that Eliezer, the servant of Abraham Avinu, had a daughter. And when he spoke to Abraham Avinu, he says to Abraham Avinu, Vayomer el Adoni, Ulai lo telecha isha acharai. He says, maybe the woman, Ulai lo telecha isha acharai. Maybe the woman won't go after me. Maybe she wouldn't agree to follow me. Maybe she would ask that maybe Yitzchak will go there. So Rashi says a beautiful thing. He wrote Ulai without a vav, because he meant Elai, to me. He said, maybe if the woman won't agree to come to Yitzchak, to Eretz Canaan, maybe you will give Yitzchak to my daughter, to me. And I want to show you what Rashi says that he answered him. As Elai, Ulai, Ktiv bat הייתה לו לאליעזר, I'm reading you from Rashi, that Ulai, maybe, without a vav, there was a daughter to Eliezer, והיה מחזר למצוא עילה שיאמר לו אברהם לפנות אליו להשיאו ביתו. And he tried to find an excuse that Abraham Avinu will agree that he will marry his daughter to Yitzchak. אמר לו אברהם, בני ברוך ואתה ארור, ואין ארור מדבק בברוך. My son is blessed, and you are cursed. Look how harsh the words are. And you are cursed, and we cannot join blessed and cursed together. What did Avraham Avinu mean? And let's see how Eliezer reacted. So, b'siyata dishmaya, Avraham Avinu means that he speaks about Noach, because Noach cursed Canaan. Arur Canaan, Ebed Avadim Yelechav. You remember that Noach, after they went out of the ark, he made a vineyard, he planted a vineyard, and he got drunk, and he was in the tent, and Canaan came, and he told all of the brothers, look at my grandfather, look at my father. And because of that and what he did over there, Noach is cursing him. and Eliezer, Eved Avraham, was Knaani. He was part of the nation of Canaan, but he joined he joined Judaism, and B'siyata he converted, and B'siyata Dishmai he became the servant of Avraham Avinu. Avraham Avinu tells him, you came from a nation that is cursed, and B'siyata Dishmai, my son is blessed, we cannot join both of them in a marriage together. Another person that will hear such a thing will pick up his hands and will be very cross because he converted and he does everything that Avraham Avinu wants him to do, and he wouldn't agree to go and do the mission that Avraham Avinu sent him. But instead, Eliezer, Eved Avraham, Eliezer, the servant of Avraham, learns from earth that did the will of Hashem, even though it was the lowest part of the creation, and everybody steps on it, and all of the weight of the world is on it. And even though this is what's happening to earth, Eliezer, Eved Avraham, the earth ran to do the will of Hashem. From this he understood that everything that is happening to us is in the hand of Hashem. If Avraham Avinu answered him this means that he has a test now. This is a challenge from Hashem to see if he will do the will of Hashem, because Avraham Avinu is a prophet, a representative of Hashem, a prophet of Hashem. So B'siyata Dishmaya, Eliezer decides that not only he's going to do the will of Hashem and listen to Avraham Avinu and go and find a wife to Yitzchak, but he's going to do it with all of his heart, with Leshem Shamayim, for the will of Hashem. And because he decided to follow the earth way, Hashem gave him mamash a gift, and when he went out with the camels, with the 10 camels, the way jumped from him, and in one day he reached from Canaan to Aram Naharaim, a way that will take a travel that will take 3 days. From this we know that he learned from earth that to do the will of Hashem, even though you are embarrassed, even though you are put down, because en bria nokefet etzba lemata iluleh chrizu ala lemala. And you know, in this merit of Eliezer, he also had the merit to go to heaven with his body. Eliezer Eved Avraham is one of the 10 people that went to heaven with their body, like Serach bat Asher, Eliyahu Hanavi, zchutam tagen alenu. He went with his body to heaven. So just think, this is he converted to Judaism, but this was his big test to see if we will do the will of Hashem through Avraham Avinu. So he went, and for this, B'siyata Dishmaya, Hashem made that the way will jump from him, and he will get the same date, B'siyata Dishmaya, he will get to Aram Naharaim and to Lavan. And over there you will see Rivka with such measures of kindness. Let's continue. We see that when Avraham Avinu speaks to him, he tells him that he makes him swear to take an oath, Vashbiacha be'Hashem Elokei ha'shamayim ve'Elokei ha'aretz. And you will swear, he says to me, in the name of Hashem that created heaven, and that he's the gods of heaven and the gods of earth. And Elokei hashamayim ve'Elokei ha'aretz is exactly, Elokei hashamayim ve'Elokei ha'aretz is exactly like Bereshit bara Elokim et hashamayim ve'et ha'aretz, the same initials. And the beginning, Hashem created heaven and earth. Et starts with an aleph, hey with a hashamayim starts with a hey, ve'et starts with a vav, ve'ha'aretz starts with a hey. These initials are the name of Hashem, of knowledge, knowing Hashem, which means acknowledgement of Hashem. In order to have faith in Hashem, we have to know Hashem, to acknowledge Hashem, not only by saying I believe in Hashem, but acknowledging Hashem in our hearts, that we know that everything that happens, every good thing and every suffering that we have is from Hashem B'siyata Dishmaya. Even if a person behaves nice to us or does a good deed towards us, he's a messenger. HaSem sent him. If a person puts us down, he's only a messenger. HaSem sent him. Don't forget b'siyata dishmaya that even if you go and you're a messenger or you do something not good to another person, Hashem is going to get even with you. But why? Because because you decided to be a messenger for a not good thing for another person. B'siyata dishmaya, dear ladies, that's why before we do something, we have to think before we take a word out of our mouth. Look at Eliezer, the servant of Avraham Avinu. He didn't ask. He could have answered him and said, wow, I converted, I'm Jewish now, and I did everything that you want. This is what you say about me and my daughter? And this is not the approach he did. But instead of this, he understood this is from Hashem, and this is a big test, and he picked up himself, and he decided that he's going to do it with all of his will. He's going to run to do it. Just like earth ran to do the will of Hashem. And because of this, he got in one day from Eretz Canaan to Ar Naharaim. Hashem made a miracle for him, and the way jumped for him. And the name of Hashem the way to jump is exactly the name of Hashem of knowledge. Et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. And if you pay attention, it's the same thing that he already says, that he had the way skipped for him. Because et hashamayim ve'et haaretz, it's the letter Aleph, the letter Hey, the letter Vav, and the letter Hey. The same thing is here. Vayavo hayom el ayin. Today he came to Ha'ayin. And it's the first letter of Vayavo is Vav, Hayom is Hey, El is Aleph, Ve'ha'ayin is Hey. The same letters of the name of Hashem, of Kfitzat HaDerech, of knowing Hashem. The name of Hashem that comes from Et HaShamayim Ve'et Haaretz, and comes from Elokei HaShamayim Ve'elokei Haaretz, and Vayavo Hayom El Ha'ayin, if you pay attention, this is the name of Hashem. The Aleph is 1, the Hey is 5, the letter Vav is 6, the letter Hey is another 5. Together it's 17. This equals Tov, good. Which means Eliezer, Eved Avraham, had good intentions. Tet is 9, Vav is 6, Bet is 2, together it's 17. He had good intentions and he wanted to do the will of Hashem. We continue and we see B'siyata Dishmaya, very interesting thing. When Hashem gives us the creation, the way He created the world, Bereshit bara Elokim et hashamayim et haaretz, in the beginning Hashem created heaven and earth, He ends it and He says, B'yom asot Hashem Elokim, B'yom asot Hashem Elokim, eretz v'shamayim. He starts in the beginning with heaven first, and then earth, but when He ends creation, He says, B'yom asot Hashem Elokim, eretz v'shamayim. That the day that Hashem created earth and heaven, he switches between them. Instead of having earth first, heavens first, and then earth, He says earth and then heaven. So the question is, why did Hashem do this? B'siyata dishmaya. We know in Tehillim chapter 101, verse 6, it's written, Einai b'neimanei eretz, לשבת עמדי, הולך בדרך תמים, הוא ישרתני. So Hashem says, my eyes are upon the faithful of the land, eretz, not of heaven, but the land, not the spiritual, but the land, He says over here. Earth, b'siyata dishmaya. That they will dwell with me, and then He say, he who walks in the way of innocent, which means is innocent and honest with Hashem, hu yesharteni, He will serve me. So what does Hashem mean by this? We go back to Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, and over there in chapter 31, it's written like this. Chapter 31 speaks about that all of the intentions that of a person should be, of a man's, to do the commandments or to do good deeds, should be for the sake of heaven. So אמרו רבותינו זיכרונם לברכה, זוהי פרשה קטנה שכל גופי תורה תלויים בה. So it says, which is a small verse that all of the principles of the Torah are connected to it. So it's written, Bechol drachecha de'eu, that in all of your ways you acknowledge Hashem. All of your ways you should acknowledge Hashem. And we see, this comes from Mishlei, the book of Mishlei, chapter 3, verse 6. Shamu b'drachecha shata oseh letzorech gufcha. Everything that you do in this world for the sake of your body. דע את השם ועשה את הדברים לשמו יתברך. Know Hashem and do everything for the sake of Hashem. For example, eating, drinking, walking, sitting, sleeping, waking up, intimate relationships, the way you talk, all of the needs of your body, everything that you do should be b'siyata dishmaya, to serve Hashem for the sake of heaven. So what do we learn? That Hashem wanted to connect heaven and earth. In the beginning, when Hashem created, He created heaven first and then earth. Why? Because in order that Hashem will bestow the spiritual and physical part of this world, it comes from heavens first. So He says there was awakening in heaven in order that to make an awakening in earth. For example, when Hashem, b'siyata dishmaya, brings a rain to this world, it's like the cycle of the water. He brings rain to this world, then there's a vibration of the water in this world, and it goes back and becomes clouds, and again there's rain. There's a circle between heaven and earth. So in the beginning, everything started from heaven. But then when Hashem gave the Torah, b'siyata dishmaya, in this world, now Hashem wants to do well. Why did He create this world? In order that He will have a part in this world. מדרש תנחומה פרשת נשוא, Hashem רוצה לעשות לו דירה בתחתונים. Hashem wanted to do well in this world. How did Hashem do that? בסייעתא דשמיא, when Shlomo HaMelech, King Solomon, built the temple in Yerushalayim, בעזרת השם, במהרה בימינו אמן. When Shlomo HaMelech built the temple, the first temple, then Hashem, all of the divine presence was inside the temple. This is Hashem dwelling in this world. Hashem dwelled in this world when Moshe Rabbeinu, when he came down to Mountain Sinai. When he came down to Mountain Sinai, all of the mountains, fire and fog, and because Hashem dwelled from heavens to this world. Then Moshe Rabbeinu made the holy tent, the Mishkan. And when the Mishkan was there also, this is a place that Hashem dwelled into it. B'siyata dishmaya, dear ladies, so from there on, when the children of Israel received the Torah, then now, yeshitaruta diltata yeshitaruta dilela. There's awakening in this world, there's an awakening in heaven. And it's all connected like a cycle. Once we awaken in Shuvah in this world, in heaven, b'siyata dishmaya, all the prosecuting angels, Hashem closes their mouth. And instead of that, b'siyata dishmaya, all of the good angels that give good advocation for the children of Israel and the whole world, they start to speak to Hashem, and Hashem bestows goodness upon the world. And these times that there's so much lie in this world, and good becomes bad and bad becomes good. Everything is the opposite in this world now. We need a lot of siyata dishmaya, a lot of help from Hashem. But in order to have a help from Hashem, we need truly to wish and ask for Mashiach. We need truly to love each other, to have unconditional love, just like Eliezer, Eved Avraham. Eliezer, the servant of Avraham, had towards his master Avraham, that he served him, that even though he told him that he is blessed, that Yitzchak is blessed, and Eliezer Tzmo is cursed because of the curse of Canaan, because of the curse that Noach cursed him, even though he went and did the will of Hashem. And because of that, the way jumped for him, and he reached in one day from Canaan, from the land of Canaan to Aram Naharaim. So let's see b'siyata dishmaya. We can see Bezrat Hashem that Hashem says, Enai b'nei manei eretz, that my eyes are upon the people of the land that are faithful, which means that they do everything in this, all the mitzvot, all the commandments, and everything that they do in this world, Bezrat Hashem, is in the sake of heaven. And because of this, there's an awakening in this world, and then this causes an awakening in the true world, and it makes us close to Mashiach. And because of that, that's why he said Ne'emanei Eretz in Tehillim. King David says, Enai b'ne'emanei Eretz, my eyes are upon the faithful of the land of earth, B'siyata Dishma, Shevet imadi, that they will sit with me, that they will dwell with me. Why? Because when we are doing everything, all the commandments and all the good deeds and everything that we do during the day 24/7, we do it in the sake of heaven, because we know that we are only guests in this world, and we came over here in order to fix, and we came over here in order to announce the name of HaShem, that he is the King of Kings, he is the Creator, he is B'siyata Dishma, the Lord of this world. And when we understand this, and Bezrat Hashem, and with Hashem's sake, we do everything in his name, then B'siyata Dishmaya, earth becomes very important, because Hashem dwells upon us, his divine presence is upon us, and we see mamash miracles in front of us. And everybody, each and every one of us, that when we are true to ourselves, we can see that this is true. Be'ezrat Hashem, we can see that this is true. What was the gift of earth that did the will of Hashem, that ran to do the will of Hashem? That Hashem put the temple in Eretz Israel, in Yerushalayim, in the land of Israel, in Jerusalem. When Hashem said that he is going to build, and we are waiting for the third temple that is going to come B'siyata Dishma from heaven, and the gates are going to come from earth, and Hashem is going, and we're going to put the gates. It's like we built the temple. How do we build the temple in heaven? B'siyata Dishma, by our davening, by our prayers, by the good deeds that we do. Each thing that we do in the will of Hashem, and we do it for the sake of heaven, builds a brick for the temple, B'siyata Dishma, in heaven, the third temple, B'ezrat Hashem. So B'siyata Dishmaya, when we do this, we cause awakening in heaven. And this is what Yaakov Avinu in Parashat Vayetze, you remember, he went and he left his father and mother, and he also went to Lavan, to Aram Naharaim. And on the way, it's written, Vayachlom, he goes to sleep, he takes 12 rocks, they are joined to one rock, he puts it, and this is the rock that is called Even HaShtiyah, the rock that is the rock of drink, that from this the whole world was created. And he puts it under his head, and then he dreams, Vayachalom v'ineh sulam mutzav arza, and he dreams that there's a ladder that is on earth, ve'rosho magia shamayma, and the head of the ladder reaches heaven. V'inei malachei Elokim olim ve'yordim bo, and the angels of Hashem go up and down. This is exactly what we're speaking, a cycle, up and down. There's awakening in this world, B'siyata Dishma, there's awakening in heaven, and then from heaven, Hashem bestows plenty of goodness to this world by our deeds, but what we are doing over here. And everything we do is in the koach of Hashem, in the strength of Hashem. So how do we serve Hashem? We ask from Hashem. Hashem, I needed to say Shacharit now. Please, Hashem, want my davening, want my prayers. Please help me to pray in front of you. Please help me to study Bezrat Hashem. Want my study. Help me to study B'siyata Dishma. Hashem, I'm going to cook. I'm going to bake B'siyata Dishma. Please help me. I know it's your power, your soul. This is your power. This is the livelihood that you gave me. This is the livelihood that holds me and helps me do everything. Bring a blessing in everything that I do, B'siyata Dishma. So with this, we connect heaven and earth. That's why we see that in the dream of Yaakov Avinu, that the angels go up and down, which is everything, every awakening that we have in this world, Bezrat Hashem, causes awakening in heaven. And by this, there's a cycle from heaven. After it causes awakening, from heaven Hashem bestows upon us good things, Bezrat Hashem. And may Hashem B'siyata Dishma bring Mashiach Tzidkenu Barachamim Murim B'mira B'yameinu Amen. May we all have the zchut, Bezrat Hashem, to greet אליהו הנביא זכור לטוב, לעולם ייפרד אדם מחברו בדבר הלכה יחיד ברבים, הלכה כרבים. And בסייעתא דשמיא, I would like to bless all of you, to bench all of you, בעזרת השם, תלינו בטוב ותקיצו בישועה ורחמים. May you sleep in good, בעזרת השם, and wake up with salvation and mercy.
Amen.